Hi, my name is Olivia. I work with children and caregivers that are dealing with difficult behaviors and challenging life circumstances and situations. And today I'm really excited because I'm going to be talking with you about counseling with children online. Now, this is a really fun topic. I love talking about children's mental health, and I really want people to see just how deep kids can be with counseling and how really impactful counseling can be for children. This is also a topic that I get a lot of questions about because people want to know, how do you do counseling with kids and how do you do counseling online? Well, it's a huge topic and there's no way I can cover everything in just one video, but I do want to give you a better idea by the end of this video of what counseling with children looks like or can look like online, because it can be done and it can be done well. Have a look at my blog because I have an article right now about sort of the logistics of working with kids at different age groups. In this video, I'm really just going to be talking about what the flow of that session looks like, just to give you a general idea. It's going to look different for different age groups. For younger kids, maybe preschool age, below kindergarten, their session is going to be structured a little bit different. And then kids that are a little older, probably middle school and up, is going to look a little different. But I hope it still gives you an idea of what counseling can look like for younger people, for people that are not adults. So this is my little counseling agenda. I hope you can see it okay with my light shining on it here. But I always like to start with the check-in, and then I go through sort of a predictable flow in our sessions. Even for older kids, I go through a fairly predictable flow and always start with a check-in. And I use my little star friend who kind of bounces us along and helps us stay on track. It can be really helpful to have a predictable flow in counseling. It gives kids a sense of security to know what's coming next, and that there's something that's going to flow that can be sort of predictable for them. It can also help with transitions, especially for kiddos that have a hard time transitioning from one activity to the next, or having a hard time transitioning into the session and transitioning out of the session. So my little star lets us know that it is time for our check-in. So for this age group, I like to use my feeling spaces. I have a handful of them, so I'll just let the kids know. And if they've been working with me for a while, they already know this. But I'm going to hold up some faces, and you can tell me yes or no if this is something that you're feeling today. So I may start with one of these. They can tell me yes or no, or sometimes they'll say maybe, and I'll put it in the pile if it's in the maybe pile or the yes pile. How about this one? And I'll put it in the right pile, and this one. And then when we're done, we're going to talk about them. So maybe they've identified a handful of feelings. And I'll say, wow, so you are feeling these ways today. Let's start with this one. Tell me about this face. And I let them choose, and I let them tell me what this is, because they've identified this in themselves, and it could be different things for different children. For some, it might be this one is sad, or this one's worried, or this one's crying, this one misses its mommy, or whatever it is that they tell me. Wow, I'll just reflect that back to them. You're feeling this way. Maybe they said sad. You're feeling sad today. Tell me what has you feeling sad today. So they get to tell me, we just chat about it. We talk about what has them feeling that way. And I'll share with them, you also told me that you were feeling this way. Tell me about this face. So then they'll tell me about what this one means for them. So you're feeling happy today. Tell me about what has you feeling happy today. And then they'll tell me about what has them feeling happy, and we talk about that. And the check-in is great because, week after week I'm hearing about things. I might be getting an idea of patterns or things, and I can check back in and say, wow, last week you were feeling this way. How did that go? You were worried about da-da-da, or you were expecting such and such to happen. How did it go? How are you feeling about it today? So we can check back in and we can talk about, the present week. The check-in is great. It also gives me an idea of what to bring into the activity. Sometimes they can make really good ties into our planned activity based on what they're going through today, what's present for them. So that brings me to the next part of our schedule. The little star is telling us that it's time for our activity, and I have something special planned for you today. And so this is the activity time. It's time for me to share something and present something that I have planned for the session that ties back to the child's goals, or the goals that the parents have set for their therapy. So there's typically an activity that I will do depending on the child, depending on their goals, and on their developmental level and on their personal interests and strengths. Some kids love art, some kids love music, some kids need to be, active. We might do a stand-up, an activity, and really get using our bodies. I might have a story or some social emotional story about something that the kiddo is going through, grief or whatever it is, that I might have on the screen, and we can go through the pictures together. We might do a journaling activity. So there's a lot of different hands-on activities that you can do with kids, tied back to their goal. If there's a skill they're developing, if there's a trauma that they're working through or processing. So the activities time is more of that structured time of something that I'm presenting related to their goal. Next on the agenda is free play. So free play is a really important part of counseling, because play is really how children process their experiences, and it's how they communicate their deep inner workings of their mind. So you can really learn a lot about kids from their play, and you can really process a lot of deep experiences with play. So usually beforehand, when we're just getting started in counseling, I'll work with parents to select some certain toys that they can have available to the child during their therapy session, and those will be their special therapy time toys they can use to express a variety of experiences. So I let them direct that session, and my role then during that time is really to be an observer and a listener, and I listen to what they're communicating to me through their play, and I reflect that back to them, and build their awareness, help them build a vocabulary and language around what they're experiencing and around what they're expressing through their play. So the free play part is an important part of therapy with kids, and I could talk forever about this one part of the schedule. So I might have to do another video on that. But that's the free play portion. I like to have a little reminder. I'll have a little timer that goes off that lets us know when we have 5 minutes. Some kids might also need a 5-minute timer, and a 2-minute timer, and a 1-minute timer, just because transitions can be hard. So just out of respect for the child and their time and their mental space, I like to give them a warning before it's time to go. And then when it's time to go, I like to make that goodbye, that ritual of saying goodbye, special. So I have a friend who helps me say goodbye, and this friend might show up during the activity or the free play time as well. This is Penguina. Hi, Penguina. Hello. So Penguina is gonna help us say goodbye. So I have different colored fishies that the children can choose. And today I have 3 fish. I've got a yellow, I have purple, and I have green. So I'll let the children know you can pick which fish you would like to feed Penguina today. Penguina is ready for her snack, and they might choose purple. Okay, our friend has picked purple for your snack today. Penguina, how does that sound? Yay, I love purple fish. Penguina's excited. Here we go, Penguina, ready? Yay! How was it? That was really good. Thank you, friend. That was really good, wasn't it, Penguina? Thank you, friend, for feeding Penguina. Penguina's gonna go have a rest now. Time to say goodbye, and I will see you next week. Thank you for spending time with me today. Bye. Bye. And then Penguina can help us say goodbye. Thank you, Penguina. So I hope that gives you a better idea of kind of what counseling can look like with children. It can be really rich, it can be really deep, but it does take a different kind of mindset and a different approach, because children are not exactly like adults. They're not going to sit there and say, I'm not quite ready to let go of this concept. They're not just going to sit and talk. It's important for children to be engaged in ways that are more natural for children, for them to communicate in ways that are more natural for them to communicate in. It's a fun topic. If you have more questions or more things that you want to see around this topic of working with kids and counseling, let me know. I'd love to hear what sort of things you're interested in. You can send me a message, a comment, an email. Let me know what you're interested in learning about. I hope to hear from you soon. I hope this was helpful, and I will talk to you later. Bye.